Hi guys. I've got a page and a half of notes today. And I've got probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to frickin' do in the entirety of these videos. Now I know what you're probably saying. Well, what do you mean, Blue Wolf? Why would this episode give you trouble? To put it bluntly, it's because this episode... I have two ways to look at this episode. Through a nostalgic lens, in which case it's actually a pretty decent episode with even if the whole, this is either a nostalgic version of what the lore runner calls cloud effect, and what I like to call, well, Yu-Gi-Oh effect. You know, the whole dumb premise, good execution. Oh my god. Yeah, this is Yu-Gi-Oh effect to the fucking max here, guys, because the premise of this episode, and I am off-centered, so let me try and fix that while I keep talking. The premise of this episode is fucking dumb. Let me just be as blunt about that as I can. Because here's the thing. You want to know why Yugi and Joey are dueling in this two-parter? Pride. Nothing but pride. Now, some people could turn and say, well, that makes sense for a Tem, but even a Tem is looking at this like, this is dumb. I mean, I'm going to do it because, Jonouchi is coming at me with full tilt and is being like, no, you face me. You freaking face me. And of course, he's going to answer that with, all right, you want my best, I will give you my best. Okay. Here's why this is fucking stupid, okay? The manga did this so much fucking better. In the manga, as soon as Keith got beaten and was, carted away, ran away, carted away, whatever, got penalty gamed. Well, I actually didn't get penalty gamed until after, but Yugi and Jonouchi just glare at Pegasus and say, yeah, we're not going to duel for your amusement, so get the fuck down here so Yugi can fight you. Like, they full tilt say that. And admittedly, it makes a lot of sense. Because, well, why the fuck are they going to show Pegasus more of their strategies than they already have? They had to get Mai and Keith out of the way because, well, they were not going to back down. But Yugi and Jonouchi fighting, and yes, I'm saying that very specifically to make it clear that this is still fucking stupid in the Japanese version, it's just stupid. It's nonsense. See, what we this is known as filler. Now, admittedly, filler does not necessarily equal bad. I can name several examples of good filler that has been come out over the years. A great example, but you know what? I'll use an example that I actually do think is good from this very series, the Virtual World arc. And yes, I include the Deckmaster system in that assessment because I actually like the Deckmaster system, but that's something to get into in about a season, 1 and a 5th seasons. But you get my point. My first note is literally that this is a pointless as hell duel, and that they're smarter than the manga. So they talk about how much Joey has grown in both versions. And oh my god, the Japanese version is even more fucking padded than the dub. Because the dub cuts out a lot of content, right? It chops it down. Oh my god, does that help the pacing of these episodes tremendously. Because the problem is that... Okay, here's the thing. the idea of the only reason Joey wanted Summon Skull out was because of the shield and sword combo. I mean, I get it. It wasn't exactly his plan to create Black Skull Dragon, but in my blunt opinion, it freaking should have been. And that would have been a nice cause to effect. In fact, that's what I always remembered about this. Nope. Joey just comes up with that on the fly after thinking about it for like 30 seconds in the Japanese version. This is what I mean by the Japanese version being way more padded, because in the dub he thinks about it for like Joey thinks about that for like 10 seconds, then he draws and then he's like, "Oh, copycat. Oh, hey, I have Grave Robber. Okay, I can use this." But in the sub it's like he thinks about it, he starts strategizing about it. About 10 seconds pass, draws copycat, and then he strategizes for another 20 seconds. Now, that doesn't sound like much, but the thing is that's 30 solid seconds. And I don't know if you just heard my roommate groan, but that is exactly what I was thinking as I was watching it. So, thank you, Matt.
You're welcome. Holy fucking Christ, my legs hurt.
Ah, so it's a hurt legs thing.
Cramped in my left. The ankle wants to give out in my right, and on top of that, my ankle cramped as well. What the hell?
Jesus. Hi. So he's suffering the physical manifestation of my boredom. That's not a good thing. Physical manifestation involves cramps, and if you heard him, cramps and his ankle wanting to give out. Bad combo.
Plus my ankle being cramped.
That too. This is why I do these unscripted, guys. Is for that kind of shit right there. That actually added to this video. Holy shit. Anyways. Okay. Anyways, where the hell was I? Right. So yeah, the pointlessness is addressed in the dub of this whole thing, but it is more padding because the idea is just boys gotta punch each other in the face because boys gotta punch each other in the face. That's always a trope that has pissed me off, because it's like, why? Why is that the law? Why is that the law with these things? It's like with superhero versus movies. You ever know that? So many times when two superheroes cross over, they have to fight each other because that's what the writers think we want. You know, like when Batman and Superman meet on screen for the first time, we want them to fight. No, we want to see them team up to beat the crap out of Joker and Lex Luthor. You know? But, anyways. So, then there's two different versions of a speech that Yugi gives Joey. There's the one in the dub that's about amateur mistakes. All I have to say is to quote my note on that. Amateur mistake. Hypocrite Yugi is hypocrite. Because he's saying that after Guilty of the Night takes down a Celtic Guardian, which was left unattended with no spells and traps. I just ah. Ugh. The speech is a little bit better in the Japanese version because it's about deck balance, and they keep going on and on about this, and it's just like, guys, we've been watching this for 32 fucking episodes before this point. Get on with it. In fact, you know what? Let's count how many duels have actually happened in that span of time. Shall we? Let's see. 1, 2. Give me a sec. Look at me, and now I'm just padding out my video. So 7. What did I say? 6 for that. 18. So 18 duels have happened before this point. This is the 19th duel of the series, and you're just now going to do this big elaborate speech about deck balance? I'm sorry for wasting your time on that, but again, I just want to get across the point. This is what watching these two fucking episodes is like. And that's what irks me, because I used to enjoy these episodes, and now they have severely dipped in quality, which unfortunately I can say about this first season in a nutshell. And that just bugs me, because it used to be the because it just bugged me. See, the problem is that the dialogue, and it's not helped by the boring commentary. I literally have a note that says "fuck the subs commentary from the Peanut Gallery" in particular, because the problem here is that it's just, well, I mentioned it last time. It's the lore runner's concept of empty text. Noise is being made, but no information is being conveyed. And that's the problem. Or no new information, excuse me, is being conveyed, which is just, ah. At least with the amateur mistake, we can be like, look, Pegasus is on a whole other level, and it can be more of a reminder of of this. And you know what's funny? There could be actually a point to this duel. In a way, if Pegasus wasn't standing right fucking there. But whatever. Which is funny, because there is actually more relevance to the one, well, I shouldn't say the only, but the only off-screen duel that we know both opponents of from Battle City. Yeah. So then Joey uses Grave Robber like it's a spell card. I'm again, like I said, I'm going to keep pointing it out until they stop cheating with it. I swear it'll keep happening, guys. It just has not happened yet. Ugh. But yeah, no. Then Joey gets Black Skull Dragon, manages to defeat Gaia the Dragon Champion, and that's the end of part 1. Although I have to ask, what the hell, is with the Tem being surprised at Black Skull Dragon showing up? As soon as Red Eyes was summoned in the presence of Gaia the Dragon Champion, I'd say that'd be a freaking gimme, you know? Ugh. But anyways. Joey mentions in the dub that after Magical Hats, he's going to have to rely on luck, not skill, when Dark Magician comes out and starts hiding under the Magical Hats. And then the dub makes the critical error of just being like, I wish both of them could win. And it's just like, you guys don't know Yugi at all, do you? At least the sub kind of addresses this, and it's just like, we all know where this is going, right? But whatever. So then Joey bluffs with Garuzis to try and lure out the Dark Magician. It's obvious in both versions, but it's dumber in the sub, because he's just like, yeah, I'm going to give you this freebie. It's like, that's so blatantly obvious. He wants you to attack with Dark Magician. Doi! Which is funny, because a Book of Secret Arts had actually come out. Excuse me. If Book of Secret Arts had actually come out, well, pop Garuzzi's and bye-bye. But I digress. So, yeah. I haven't talked much about Pegasus's dialogue here, but which is funny, because I didn't realize this until I just reread my note about the whole death thing. The hints of Pegasus's past that are in this two-parter, they're only in the sub, or not in the sub, sorry, the dub. They're only in the dub. And yeah, we see a gravestone with Cecilia's name on it, or Cyndia if you prefer. Yeah. I thought 4 Kids covered all kinds of death. I mean, don't get me wrong, they are going to, but regardless. I do kind of like that idea that it's like, yeah, no, none, all good things must come to an end, is basically what he's saying. Life is a life is a pain in the ass, is what he's saying. But yeah, Pegasus's dialogue is more antagonistic, and it feels more like the banter between Yugi and Tem and Jonouchi is more just battle cries than anything, which is just, yeah, I prefer cementing their friendship if I have to be subjected to this garbage, especially considering the Japanese version literally calls this Finals of Friendship, Yugi versus Jonouchi. Anyways. So then Joey bluffs with Baby Dragon and Kunai with Chain. Now this I always liked, because Yugi is like, oh, that's gotta be Time Wizard, so I'm gonna attack. Oh, it was Kunai with Chain, because apparently Joey hasn't used it enough times for me to see that would be Kunai with Chain. Joey's usual approach is Baby Dragon, then slam down Time Wizard immediately after. Yeah. Speaking of that, then Joey whips out Time Wizard, draws it, top decks it, and then it succeeds. He gets Thousand Dragon, and then Dark Sage happens. Okay, so Dark Sage was always one of those cop out. I always felt, even when I was a kid, well, preteen / teenager at this point, I always felt like this was a cop out, even when I was a dumb teenager, preteen teenager, whatever. Back in between the ages of 10 and 20, even at that stupid time in my life, I thought this was so stupid. Even in the 2000s, because Dark Sage comes out, and it was because of Time Wizard's magic. Now, some people have bent over backwards to say that Yugi rigged this duel in his favor. I don't agree, because what's funny is without Time Wizard, there'd be no chance for Joey to win. So really, it just came down to a fact that Yugi got lucky that it was Dark Magician that had been his last monster. I don't think that was an actual strategy by Yugi / Atem. I think that was just damn good luck on Atem's part. Which makes sense because of the supposed luck boost that the Millennium Puzzle gives you. So then Yugi calls out Monster Reborn and uses it to revive Black Skull Dragon. And that wins Yugi the match. Yep. That sure was a good use of 2 episodes. Especially considering what I've been hinting at the entire fucking time actually happens. Yugi gives Joey the prize money. Because of fucking course he does. Even even when I first watched this episode, I was like, I fucking called that. I literally called that, and I was the dumbest fucking 12-year-old I knew. Well, actually, one of the dumbest. There was a few others that were as dumb as I was, but you know what? That's fucking irrelevant. Wow, I got more angry at that than I was intending. Jesus Christ. Oh. And this is only a 20-minute episode. Oh my god. So yeah, this is only 20 minutes. Let that sink in. I've only been sitting here talking for 20 minutes. That's it. This episode. This episode. Ah! You can, which is funny because I am actually mad at both versions, even though I did give this one the dub. Both of these is both preference points to the dub, by the way, for this two-parter. I know the dub haters are gonna have a fucking field day with this, and I don't fucking care. Because quite frankly, these episodes are kind of crap in both languages, and I can't believe I'm saying that because I used to love these episodes, but once I started going over them with a fine-tooth comb, my fine-tooth comb broke, and now I gotta go replace that before I go and deal with Match of the Millennium next week. But whatever, I'm done. I'll stop ranting now. Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers signing out. Have a good one. Duel standby.